абсолютно как бы непринужденная.
А микрофон нужно брать, да?
Микрофон нужно брать, потому что тебя не будет слышать переводчик. И повинно.
А включить его нужно?
Он включен. Он должен быть включен. Так, добрий ранок.
Good morning, my name is Natalia. I am an inspirer of Metron brand. We will be talking again about the innovative textile industry in Ukraine, about textile recycling. We will be talking about design and retail in Ukraine, especially for designers who are working in segments of recycling. We have two brands, Rehash and UliUlia, who will tell us about how they work with the population, where they get inspiration for designing, and about their work days of designers. Before starting, I will give several details to distinguish between recycling and upcycling, because several people on Facebook asked us why the changes in the textile sector concern only recycling. Here you can see on the slide very famous brands, Stella McCartney and Hermes and others, and what recycling and upcycling is in common with them. It is nothing bad. This company, they also conduct promotional campaigns and corporate responsibility. What is the difference between recycling and upcycling? The definitions, let's look into the vocabulary of technical terms. Recycling is the change of physical properties of some piece, some garment, some textile fabric. If you splitted your fabric into fibers, then it is recycling. And if you use your own clothes and resew it for your child, this is upcycling. Talking about brands today, I will start. We work in both categories, recycling and upcycling. The mantra of Run brand is we create environmentally friendly things. They do not generate waste, and if you have a sweater 5 years old which you have not been wearing, we will help you to change it, so to upcycle it, so that you start liking it, and when you like it with some new accessories, you will wear it for the next 20 years. We work with natural fabrics, natural textiles, so we accept only 100% natural fiber for recycling. The additions do not mean 5 types of fabric in one structure. Additions, this is 10 or 20% of some other fabric in the composition of the main textile fabric. Run is a social experiment in Ukraine. We do not carry out any Facebook booths or other marketing steps. Everything which is ongoing in Ukraine, it is an environmental level. We sell our brand in Berlin, Germany, where people buy our garments. How we work with consumers in Ukraine? We tried to sell in 2 shops. The shops do not tell about the story of the brand, why recycling is important. We do not have retailers. I invited retailers, but the retailers said that they're ashamed that they do not carry out their obligations on promoting recycling, textile recycling. So what could be the other mechanism of public awareness? In previous sessions, we were asked why recycled things are so expensive. They are second-hand, they are reused, and it is expensive because you get new unique design, and also recycling input. You get the fabric which is now again brand new without any accessories. This scene first is disassembled completely and then recycled, and also retailers they put their margin into the cost. That's about Run brand. Then I am giving the floor to Tesla. She represents Rehash brand on the Ukrainian market. They base their brand message on environmental friendliness, what materials you use, where do you sell your brand, how your brand was developed. Not from the source we had this idea of Rehash. We had the idea of some brand, but then we analyzed, we read analytical data and research on the textile waste, and we also learned about responsible fashion concept, and now we follow this concept of responsible fashion. We have been working to this concept since 2015. We have certain success. Our brand is sold in several showrooms, and the retailers do not tell what the brand means. Some people are conscious, but mostly consumers are just spontaneous ones because they like designs. That's why they bought. We not only reuse materials in every collection. Every collection is dedicated to some topic, so connected with the influence of people on the nature. The first collection was dedicated to the those species which are now at the brink of extinction. And now the collection is dedicated to philosophical concept of viewing the world from the height of birds' flight. How do you inspire your consumers, and where do you get your inspiration? We talk with our consumers via Facebook. We have communication, interactive communication there. We also use other media where we get inspiration. Some topics are of interest for me, and sometimes you see the textile, you see the fabric, and at the same time you are thinking over some ideas and you realize them using this fabric. Now let's give the floor to Yulia, and then we can shift to the discussion. Yulia brand is a brand of Yulia Kordyukova. How did you start upcycling? Do you recycle or not? Are you going to work in both directions? And who are your clients? And where do you get inspiration? I started with accessories, and in 1 year we continue with rucksacks. I didn't set the goal that I would like to be a designer and that this is the work which I like to do. I just remember that I liked to change old things. I resew them, and I use my imagination. I wanted to do one garment from the other garment, and my friends proposed me to sell my garments via markets, internet markets. This way UliUlia brand appeared. Tell us, please, you also have jeans clothing collection. Do you plan to transfer to recycling from upcycling? Yulia Denim, this is the brand which we started last year. I like denim very much. It is long life, vintage denim. It looks very chilly. It is cool. Recycling is rather complicated technology. We do not plan to use it. Where do you sell your garments? In 20 shops all over Ukraine: Kharkiv, Lutsk, Chernivtsi, Lviv, and some other cities. In the district cities, regional centers. How do you work with your customers? Do you write something on Facebook? How many collections do you produce every year? Where do you get things? Do you buy them? I don't like collections because I think collection is something which make us to buy more and more. For example, a garment from the first collection is gets old very soon, and then the person, the consumer, goes and buys the garment from the second collection. Could you remind me the question? Where do you get feedstock? Do 50% we buy in second-hand markets at OLX, Shafa UA sites, and customers also become more active. People send their jackets to be resold into rucksacks. So this is the focus on reuse, on post-consumer fashion. So production waste of leather and wool. We can use only wool as post-consumer fabric or fiber. There are very few designers working in this category in Ukraine. Last time, designers of remade brand talked here and they proposed to create a platform. I agreed, but I said that we are only a dozen. We are 10 designers from all over Ukraine. What should happen, in your opinion? To my mind, consumers should adequately perceive such fashion trends. They should understand the background. How should we communicate our concept? Should we organize into association or a cluster, or to bomb the population with messages, with appeals? How do you see the development of this cluster in Ukraine? I dream about the festival where we will gather the brands from Ukraine, those 10 brands which are already present in Ukraine. Maybe this would be not a big festival, a small one, and I think that the clients will start loving these things. They will see that in upcycling garments they do not have any scratches or old junctions and so on. Just consumers know little information. I think we should attract ordinary people, because only celebrities now use upcycled and recycled things. And who are those leaders? Who are such celebrities? We should address everyone. Yesterday we had Courage Bazaar event. Alona wanted to come. She wanted to come to us, but after the Courage Bazaar, they had a lot to do to clean the place. They invited us to their bazaar platform, but their direction, their area is quite different. They are about wardrobes, how to organize your scenes in your wardrobes. How many scenes people should have? How many garments? Should you have many garments or few garments, old garments or new garments? What kind of scenes should you have? Designers, they focused on retail usually. You should have the number of scenes which you could be satisfied with, and they should be they should match you, they should represent your image, you should love them, but just don't follow the trends, and then we will have less waste. I would say that this is very complicated issue to reduce your number of garments to the optimum ones. You should hire a special person for this, but your garments, 30 units of everything, including footwear, it should be enough for a person. I read somewhere such data, but the denim is a unique trend. How many UliUlia rucksacks you should have in your collection? I have 15. It's too much, extremely many rucksacks. What are the future plans of UliUlia brand? I am just working. I do not plan. I just don't step. I am doing what I like. And what about Rehash? You have some turbulence. If the platform is created, will you take part?
Yes, we will. I'm trying to transfer Rehash to other way. This will be upcycling, of course. I work on how to scale it up. So the way it is, it won't be so popular and won't solve these problems we are facing. This is not only that you do something you like, and you see that this is not that method. So I am now working on this, and when I have results, of course I will take part and I will share my experience. We have several minutes. I would like to show the next slide. So we also had to have Yasya Khamenko here with us, but he is ill, and I would like to say several words about her. She supported us by phone. Why Yasya? She is one of those designers who said that upcycling can be also haute couture in Ukraine. She is one of those people who said that they will promote this, they will do it haute couture, and they are ready to invest their resources in this. And Yasser has such an initiative that is called Upcycling Zarkvat. This is connected with some legislative initiatives of Ukrainian government that provides preferences to some activities. And Germia Stella McCartney, they work in this category, and in Ukrainian market, this is Yasya Khamenko. Yasya Khamenko, she is one of those people who promote this. She sells the items in central shop in Ukraine that is called Zoom, and maybe they didn't provide her with a separate site where she can do whatever she likes, but no matter what, they do not say that this segment is not welcomed. So this is the issue for further discussion. And one more aspect concerning Ukrainian retail. I called many companies that sell in Ukraine. They provide recycled, above cycled, and being big brands, they say they do not focus on this in Ukraine. Even if they bring something, Bershka Gap, if they bring something to Ukraine, they do not position it as recycled things. Unfortunately, it is said, the trend is that things should be sold, and they should be ecologically clean, and they should harmless. But the main is that we will try to promote this trend and to spread this information to the public in order that people know about it. And we have 3 minutes, and we always say at the end, we provide some good wishes to people who watch us online. What would you say to the people who start this activity concerning recycling, upcycle design? I would like to say that upcycling is a really interesting thing. You can work with any material. It can be wood, plastic, wire, tissue. Both men and women can find what they like, and it is really useful. Yes, this is exciting, and you never know 100% what will be the end product. Even if you planned something, if you have some sketches, it will be different, maybe even better. So let's try to do this. Okay, thank you, dear friends. We have 2.5 minutes, and I have 2.5 questions. You, as experts in the field, I'm interested. I have 8 pairs of boots, and I would like to. So I like them, so I want them to stay.
Jogging shoes.
So I'm an expert in energy, and I would like to say that if you have 8 pairs of jogging shoes that you wear out, this is adequate. But if you have, for example, 8 or 9 pairs that you just store in your wardrobe and do not wear, it is not comme il faut. So what forces you to buy? Is it marketing? I'm happy when I do it. They are colorful, and they are becoming to my mood, so yes, I wear them all. I believe that this is nothing wrong. So if you don't just throw it away, it is great. You can make some toy from it. So I do not wear them simultaneously, of course. You can put one color on one hand and one color on another. And maybe more serious question. I believe that upcycling should be promoted through social media, and so on Facebook. I believe that there is a target audience for this, young people who are aware of this, and maybe you would like to contact with some Facebook bloggers, and through their channel they can bring information about upcycling culture. Yes, they spread this information. But, you know, young people, progressive youth, I, for example, create clothes, not accessories. And people have more problems with this, and it costs higher than accessories, and young people do not have enough money to buy such things. So this is the main problem. Valentin, I would like to say that I work with accessories, and working with young people, in any case, they should be brought to the shop, and then they can provide wave by wave the information through the media. And I have a good experience abroad and a moderate experience in Ukraine. So I would like to say it like this. If we develop such a trend, we should involve the media and the social networks. We cannot do it only through the social networks. It is important to write about it in the magazines. So this is the end of press briefing. Thank you and good.